Today I'd like to talk to you about Mexico. I'm going to be employing an interdisciplinary focus of geography and history. Mexico is an interesting country because its heritage of indigenous Aztec and Mayan peoples, Spanish colonizers, and African people groups. Its place in North America. La Ciudad de Mexico, Mexico City, is the largest city in the Western Hemisphere. Its influence on the United States in culture, arts, tourism, and cuisine. Mexico has been the influence and location for many Western films. These are just a few reasons why Mexico is significant. Just south of the United States in North America, surrounded on the west by the Pacific Ocean and on the east by the Gulf of Mexico. It borders Guatemala and Belize, leading to Central America in the south. The Rio Bravo, or Rio Grande, is the border between Texas and northeastern Mexico. Mexico is home to the Sierra Madre mountain ranges, the Occidental in the west, the Oriental in the east, and the Sur, south of Mexico City. The most important river systems are located in the southeast. The demographic breakdown in the society of Mexico include, as mentioned before, the Mayan and Aztec indigenous peoples, the white Spanish colonizers, and the black African peoples. Some interesting things about the people and demographics in Mexico include, as I mentioned earlier, the native Aztec and Mayan peoples, Indians as they're referred to sometimes, who are already there. Then the Spanish came over and colonized and brought lots of black Africans from mostly West Africa. These peoples have all intermingled in time, bringing about such groups as mulattoes, mestizos. There are mostly whites in northern Mexico and mostly indigenous peoples in southern Mexico, with diverse mingling in Mexico City. Some tourism facts and places of interest in Mexico are obviously, as mentioned, Mexico City, being the largest in the Western Hemisphere with 21 million people. There's opportunities for diving, snorkeling, fishing, surfing, and whale watching in the Gulf and the Pacific Ocean. Coba, El Castillo, and Tulum are home to ancient Mayan ruins. Popular beach destinations include Playa del Carmen and Cancun on the Yucatan Peninsula and the island of Cozumel. There are many beautiful churches in Mexico and lively nightlife and arts culture in and around Mexico City. Relations with Mexico and the United States have an interesting history. In 1942, during World War II, the U.S. and Mexico agreed on the Bracero program for Mexican contract labor in the United States. Mexico had declared war on the Axis powers. In 1993, Mexico signed NAFTA, the North American Free Trade Agreement with Canada and the United States, which went into effect in January 1994. But leading to his election in 2016, President Trump ran on a platform seeking to build a wall along the nearly 2,000-mile-long U.S.-Mexican border. He is still pursuing this end with much resistance. The border remains a threshold where many Latin Americans, not just Mexicans, are endeavoring to cross into the United States seeking asylum. This border issue has caused tensions in United States-Mexico relations. To conclude, it would do us well to pay attention to Mexico's culture of mixing races to form a unified national identity. The United States has benefited from Mexico's aid in the Second World War, as well as a rich influence of culture on ours. A good neighbor is something not to be taken for granted.